Yeah.
During your 23 years or the last 10 years of working closely with organization and corporates to solve their either launching a new product or even process help them with the operation. Share with us and with the listeners some, at least a story of one of these examples, and why it's difficult for organization to seek help when it comes to solving their internal problem. Because I'll tell you why. In another way to say it, there is what I have seen from organizations. Unfortunately, when they spot a problem, they try to hide it, put it under the rug all the time.
Yes.
Sometimes they try to solve it internally. However, when they hit a wall, they refuse to seek external.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. So, to answer your question, most of the there are two kind of entrepreneur.
Okay.
One who believes that every uttered word by me should be golden words for my subordinates.
How is that? Unpack it.
Okay. I mean, they have a very singular approach. Very, they think that since it is my ideation, I should not seek validations.
Yeah. Okay. Now it makes
Yeah,
sense.
and maybe that person has taken this, this idea has come in his bathroom. But some of those ideas may not be workable in commercial life, right?
Yeah.
So
Very true.
So, and this is one. Second thing is that when it becomes a management, management, different type kind of managements. It's a collaborative management, or it is just a headmaster kind of, he thinks that,
Different schools for that.
Yeah. So the CEO, especially in the sole proprietorship for, many of the companies in India and Europe, you find the owner is looking after the marketing, owner is looking after the finance, owner is looking after the operations. What happens when the owner makes a mistake?
There's no one there to put him accountable.
So delegation of authority, delegation of power is key to being a successful entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. This is something that we will come to it.
Yeah.
But continue, please. Yeah.
So it is the entrepreneur has to believe and trust the experts, who come up with years of experience. They have gone through a turbulence, bumpy rides in their life. When you started this podcast, they know how the life was. Life is always bumpy rides for everyone, be it a company, be it individual, be it anyone, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we all go, and because that's how we learn, that's how we sharpen our skill, that's how we come up in life.
Yeah.
Okay. If we have so much experience, that means we have burned the midnight oil to come to the stage, right?
Sure.
So it is imperative for an entrepreneur, the owner of a company, to seek help of experts, so that they can help them, they can handhold them, and they can take it to next levels. Because if owner keeps doing everything, and then if he makes mistake, who is going to blame to?
Not only that, they tend to be, and I was like, I won't say victim, but unfortunately, when I opened my second company, I played all these roles. I was doing the marketing, I was doing the website development, I was doing
for a startup is good. For a startup company is good, but the startup becomes a spin-off company.
Yeah.
Then you have to lose control and give and empower your subordinates.
It was not actually the losing the control. I didn't mind it. That I understood the importance of delegation, because that will free my time to do some other activities that will help the company to grow and to go to the next level. However, it's the obstacle was really to find someone can jump in your ship and ready to move, to act immediately. Unfortunately, that was the difficulty to find. That's why I've been advised many advised recently with seeking a mentor.
See, mentoring. All right. At what stage of your life do you need a mentor? Okay. Now the coaching business is very flourishing. Okay, especially the post-COVID.
Yeah.
Okay, when they started. When you started working on your mental strength,
Okay.
And then physical strength, we all know that, you are a macho, and but mental state, we all went through a very turbulent phase.
Yeah, and challenges.
Yeah, challenges. So mentoring, for a business mentor, I have some divergent view on that. Okay. uh, I would always say that if you can afford, hire a good resource. No company in this world has come up for been a successful without right resource.
Define the resource.
Resource are the fundamental ingredients to make a business work. Okay.
Is it
Resource could be capital, labor, or know-how, or facilities, anything, right?
Okay.
Now here the human capital is very important.
Yeah, agree.
Okay,
Yeah.
and human capital who are trained, skillful, who can make a difference in your overall operations and growth. Because what happens, as the CEO of a company, you should be 2 steps ahead of your employees. Because if you start thinking doing the same thing as your employees, then you are creating a chaos actually.
Yeah.
You are not thinking for the growth of the company. Rather, you are thinking about the operation of the company. You are thinking about the day-to-day operation rather than becoming a growth driver for next cycle.
Which is very true. Yeah.
So every company has to, at least the CEO has to think about the next growth cycle, and not get bowed down by the operation work.
Very few that I have noticed and I have seen
Yeah.
managed to separate themselves.
Yes. So if let's say if a CEO has got a multiple business interest,
Okay.
so multiple revenue point
Yeah.
stream, then he can switch on, switch off from one stream to another. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But then if he has to see all, he has to look at he has to work in such a way that everything works in a very cruise control mode.